For more on President Trump attempting to invoke the Insurrection Act, we are joined now by constitutional law expert Robert McWhirter. Thank you so much for being with us this morning, Robert.
Good morning.
So I think we need to start by explaining what the Insurrection Act is. Can you dive into that?
Well, the Insurrection Act was passed in 1807. And what it allows is for the federal government military to come in when states need assistance. Now, you also have to understand there's another thing called the Posse Comitatus Act of 1878. And I'm sure you get up every morning worrying about the Posse Comitatus Act.
Yes, I think about it all the time.
Well, what that says is you're not allowed to send federal troops into states unless you have explicit conditions and circumstances. One of those conditions would be if a governor asks you in response to an emergency. So give an example of Hurricane Katrina. President Bush sent in under the the exception of the Posse Comitatus, the Insurrection Act, troops to go in and do that. The Insurrection Act was most kind of notably used by Abraham Lincoln to fight the Civil War, 1861. Those are the situations where it gets invoked. It has never been invoked when the federal government is the cause of the unrest. It is the federal government sending ICE in the way they have done it and militarized it that has caused the unrest. And it's never been invoked in this situation then to try to solve the problem that the intervention of ICE agents themselves have caused. That's the difference. And there's been no governor request or anything like that. This is not a natural disaster where people need to pitch in.
So if President Trump does move forward with this and declares that he is invoking the Insurrection Act, would you expect the state to file a lawsuit? And could that case end up getting appealed all the way to the Supreme Court? And would that lawsuit then stop Trump from being able to actually act on it?
Well, he certainly could file a lawsuit. Donald Trump may have the power to invoke the Insurrection Act, but he doesn't have the right to do it under the law. That doesn't mean he's not going to do it and create a more volatile situation than he's already created. The only redress, and the governor of Minnesota said that he will do this, is fight this in the courts, and it will go through the courts. Courts tend to be very deferential to a president exercising military kind of powers. But we have to realize this literally is a president of the United States using the best military in the world, which is designed to keep us safe from foreign adversaries, on our own people. That's literally what the Insurrection Act does and would be done in this situation. He would be invoking it to actually fight Americans who are exercising their right to free speech. So that's what the stakes are here. Make no mistake about this. And the only redress is to go to the courts, but courts are deliberative, and that takes time if you get the response that you want, even so. So that's the problem here.
Well, and we have to let you go, but historically, Angelino should know a little bit about the Insurrection Act because it had to be used in the 90s during the LA riot. So for a little historical context there. Robert, thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate it.
My pleasure.